click record. Remember that. Okay, so welcome to our very last team call that we're going to have. I don't know if we'll restart these in the future or what's going to happen, but the reason why we are closing these out this week is because next week we are actually starting to collaborate with multiple different Diamond and Above leaders. So it's not just going to be me, it's going to be me and like 20 other people leading these Zoom calls, and they're no longer going to be on Wednesday nights. They are actually going to be on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Time. So they'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because I know I have a lot of you guys who are from the Eastern Standard region. So it'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then 7 p.m. Central Time. And then if you're on Mountain Time, it'll be an hour before that. Okay. I know that I don't have a lot of people on here that are from those regions. So you guys are mostly Central and Eastern. So I hope that that helps. But I'm really, really excited about these Zoom calls because as Diamond and Above leaders, we had multiple different Zooms that were going on. And we felt like there was like, some people were showing up on this one, some people were showing up on this one, some people were showing up on this one. And like, it was making it so that a lot of our Zoom calls had small numbers, which we normally have big numbers. But I think that because there's so many different Zooms going on, it's like you don't want to miss any of them. You want to get all of them, and like they're all recorded, yes, but having to rewatch 7 different Zoom calls every single week gets difficult, right? And especially when you're on the grind, you're going for promotions, you're going for bonuses and all that good stuff. And so we just are feeling like we need to collaborate. So we decided, since our Diamond and Above group is pretty tight knit now, we do Zoom calls every like bi-weekly now. We figured we could just come together and we could start doing Zoom calls for you guys all compacted together. So I'm actually really, really excited about this. I have not done this for like literally for the last 5 years. I have done my own Zoom call, and I have never, ever been able to collaborate with a different team or sidelines or whatever. So I'm really, really excited to be able to collaborate with a big group of Diamond and Aboves and give you guys exactly what you need in doing the series with them. So we're going to be doing that. And there's also some really good onboarding stuff that's happening right now. We have a chat going with a few of the Diamond and Aboves right now, talking about something big coming in the future on onboarding to find a new system for you guys to help you train new distributors. So if you have been wondering where that is at from one of the previous Zoom calls that I popped on and talked with you guys about, that is coming. And it's actually a really big collaboration with multiple Diamond and Aboves that are on our team specifically. So those are the 2 announcements that I have for you guys. And I'm going to go ahead and get right into it tonight. It's not going to be a super long Zoom call. It's going to be fairly quick, but I'm going to give you guys some awesome tips on consistency and the power of making the decision. Okay. So when you come into this business, when we all come into this business, we come into this business for, you know, various of reasons. So tell me a little bit in the chat what you got started in this business for. I know for myself, I initially started because my life was literally in shambles and my truck was breaking down. And that was the biggest reason. I felt like I needed a new vehicle. And later on, I discovered that my real reason why was that I needed to pay my bills on time, because I was struggling with paying my bills in general. And I was going to lose not only my vehicle, but my house if I didn't get it together. And so I started working specifically for my mortgage first. I got my mortgage caught up, and then my why changed and I evolved. And I went from, you know, just wanting to pay my mortgage to, okay, well, what if I could pay my light bill too? And then it was like, okay, well, what if I could pay my phone bill? Okay, well, what if I could pay all of my bills from my phone so I could come home full time? Okay, well, what if I could pay all my bills plus make it so that Matt could come home full time and have that cushion? And so my why has shifted and I have evolved along the way. And with every single goal that I have created and every single goal that I have come up with, I have had to practice all of these things that I'm going to share with you tonight. And so this is not only something that I've learned from other leaders, but things that I've actually practiced and things that I've actually done myself. So I know that they work, and that's why I want to bring them to you guys tonight. And so the whole agenda for this Zoom call is to talk more about consistency. And consistency is really everything. I've got my notes in front of me, so I'm going to be reading off them consistently, but no pun intended. But so here's the thing. When we start our business, we are so used to coming from an employee background, right? And what I mean by that is someone telling you what to do every single day. And when you come into a business like this, it's the complete opposite. You now become your own boss. You now are the ruler of the roost, the person who literally tells you what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and everything. And sometimes we don't have that brain cell yet to really maximize that. And I know myself, it took me 4 months to actually start working this business consistently. And it was because I didn't have a brain cell for it. I didn't know what being my own boss really meant. I thought that being your own boss, you could show up whenever you wanted. You could half-ass it most of the time. You could, show up some days and not show up the next day. You could show up, in the morning and then ignore everything for the rest of the day. I did not know what it meant to really become my own boss. And through this business, I've learned really what that means and how I can get it. And not only how I can get it, but how I can teach other people how to do the same exact thing. And so consistency is not about working it here and there, on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off. Okay. And I want you to think about your business right now, just for 1 minute, that it's like a plane taking off. And when you got that pilot that's sitting in the seat, which is you, right? You are the pilot of this plane, right? Your flight is about to take off. And you are sitting in the captain's seat of this, and you are ready to take off, and you've got your foot on the pedal, or wherever the pedal is, or whatever the gas is, right? I think it's on a little crank or something like that. So correct me if I'm wrong, but you've got your hand on the switch, or you've got your foot on the pedal. And you're like, I want to take off. I know we need to get from here to there. I know that we need to make it happen. I'm thinking about from Maine to Florida, right? I know I need to get from Maine to Florida, but I don't really know how I'm going to make it, but I know I've got this headset here that's going to tell me my plan as I go and tell me the different distractions that are in my way. And they're going to tell me the different barriers that I need to go around, right? And I know that I've got this map that I need to follow, this GPS that I need to follow in order to get there, right? Think about your business like this plane that's taking off, and you are consistently start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. That's what's happening every single time that you work your business one day, don't work it the next day. Work it one day, don't work it the next day. Work it one day, don't work it the next day. When you do that, every single time that you stop, you are stopping that plane from taking off. And that plane needs momentum. That plane is not going to get off the ground if you are start, stopping, start, stopping, start, stopping, start, stopping. You will make it all the way to the end of that runway, and you still will not be off the ground. And you'll be looking around saying, dang, why didn't I take off? Why didn't this work? Right? And then you're going to have to back up, and you're going to say, guess I'm going to have to start again. You're going to have to go back to the beginning of the runway and try it again. And guess what happens if the second time around you go start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. You're going to get to the end of that runway again, and you are going to be like, okay, why didn't I get there again, right? Well, it's because of that start, stop motion. And a surefire way for you to not get your plane off the ground is by stopping permanently, right? That is a surefire way that you will fail at getting that plane off the ground, is by quitting and stopping, right? So the key is, if you want to get from point A to point B, if I want to get from Maine to Florida, I've got to be willing to go start, go, 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 go. And there's going to be distraction. Someone's on the runway right there, right? There's another flight taking off over here. Someone's telling me consistently, you can't get this off the ground. You can't get this off the ground. You can't get this off the ground. And I have to be willing to keep going. Go, 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 go. There is no way I'm ever going to get to Florida if I'm consistently listening to all of these people and doing all of these things and watching the other planes taking off, right? Watching Megan get her plane taking off, watching Cheyenne get hers taking off, watching, you know, all these other people get their plane off the ground while I'm sitting here looking at all of them. How am I supposed to get my plane off the ground if I'm too busy paying attention to everybody else around me? How am I supposed to get my plane off the ground if I'm too busy going start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop? Because I'm so afraid of all the things that are going on in my life and in my world. Okay. So consistency allows you to gain momentum. Okay. And this is what the equation for momentum is. If you want to gain momentum in your business, write this down. It is consistency plus massive action over time. So that jet that's taking off, you can't just give it a little gas and expect it to go. You've got to be all in. You have to be willing to literally put the pedal to the metal and go all in and pay no attention to all the things that are going on around you, because you've got clear skies and you are capable of getting there. But the only way you're going to get there is if you stay consistent and you take massive action daily over time. It takes time to get your plane off the ground. It takes time for you to actually get from point A to point B. It takes consistency and massive action over time. So I want you guys to remember that along the whole way of me just sharing all these things with you guys, okay? So if you have a goal, the key is to write your plan down. You've got to have a map. It's like your GPS on your flight. You have to have a plan on where exactly you're going. Now, you might get this plan from getting on a Zoom call with your upline. You might get this plan by watching a Zoom call. You might get this plan by, getting into the boards and checking those things out. You might get this plan by hearing it from a sideline. You might get this plan by going into document libraries on your eSuite and just looking at our comp plan or our charts or our builder bonus, qualifications or anything like that. Most of the time it's from your upline teaching you and helping you expand, right? But once you have that map in front of you, there is nothing stopping you but you. You are the only one who is in control of your flight taking off at that point, because you know exactly where you need to go. You know exactly how you're supposed to get there. You know exactly how many miles it takes to get there. You know exactly what is required of you to get there. And now all it takes is you giving it gas consistently in a massive action over time. And if you're willing to do that, you will get from point A to point B. Okay. So once you write that plan down, the goal is to stick to the plan. Life's going to happen. You're going to get sick. Your kids are going to get sick. Your husband's going to get sick. Your husband's going to tell you you can't do this. Your mom's going to tell you you can't do this. Your sister's going to tell you you can't do this. Your friend's going to tell you they can't be friends with you anymore because you're posting that crap, right? Like you are consistently going to have tons of people coming at you telling you that you can't do this. You are always going to have people who are going to share with you that it doesn't work, right? You're going to get people telling you every single day, no. Okay, you're going to get people ignoring you and all the things. And if there were people who told you that it was going to be easy and that you're not going to hear those things and it's going to be a piece of cake and it's going to be a cakewalk and everything, they are lying to you. I've always been honest with my downline specifically for that. My girls know that it is hard work, and it's not like it's complicated work. What we do is simple. We send messages every day, we add new friends, and we post on Facebook. Those are the 3 things we do every single day. Most people are doing those things anyways. We're just doing them in a way that makes sense to actually be able to help other people, right? And so you're doing the things every single day in order to get there, but you've got to be willing to stick to the plan, regardless of if you get sick, regardless if there's people telling you can't do it, regardless if you've got people telling you no consistently. It doesn't matter if you got 3 no's today or if you got 5,000 no's today. It doesn't matter if you got 5 people ignoring you or you got your entire Facebook ignoring you. You've got to trust that God's going to lead you to where you want to be and where you need to be. And you need to keep showing up for yourself, because the surefire way for you not to get from Maine to Florida in your plane is by giving up, because those things are happening. You might not be in control of people saying no, and you might not be in control of people ignoring you, and you might not be in control of your mom telling you that this is going to work. You might not be in control of your sister not supporting you or your friend leaving you, but you know what you are in control of? You are 100% in control of how you respond to those people. You are 100% in control of how you respond to those no's on your Facebook. And what you do next. It's not about what's going on right now. It's what you're doing next. Are you going to let that crumble you? Are you going to let that take you away from your plan? Because that plane still needs to take off. That plane still needs to take off. And maybe that 9-to-5 job can't get you there. Maybe that 9-to-5 job isn't ever going to let you have that dream life. Maybe it's never going to allow your plane to take off, ever. So you have to make the decision in that moment when you set that goal and you set up that plan. Am I going to stick to the plan? Am I going to keep going regardless of how hard it gets? Am I going to keep going even when things are popping up consistently and I feel like I don't have the time? You do. You do, because you have the ability to respond in the way that you need to in order to get from point A to point B. You're not in control of the no's. You're not in control of what other people are saying, but you are in control of yourself and where you're going. You are in control of how and if you're willing to pivot. You are in control of your time. You are in control of what you're doing every day. You are in control of your mindset. You are in control of all these things. So take control of it and stick to the plan. And here's 3 things that are needed to stick to that plan. Number 1, this takes discipline. Discipline is a huge thing in this business. In order to get from point A to point B, you have to make sure that you are exercising self-discipline every single day. You have to be self-disciplined enough to the point where if one of your friends asks you on a Friday morning, hey, do you want to go do something? And you already had plans to work your business and get things done, you better stick to that plan or that plane's not going to take off. There's been so many times where on a Friday night, I had already planned to literally work my butt off on follow-ups. And I have had so many people ask me, hey, can I come over and we'll have a cookout and have a bonfire? I have had to say no, because I already had a plan in motion. I knew that I was already sitting in that driver's seat of that plane. And there was no way that flight was going to take off if I didn't sit right there and make it happen. And so I had to say no. Did they understand it? No. But it's not their goal. It's not their dream. God didn't put that dream on their heart. He put it on mine. And so I had to follow what he had for me. And I had to keep going with the dream that was put on my heart from him, right? The second thing to sticking to the plan is self-honesty. This is 100% the key. If you go into it thinking that you can tell yourself that you did a good enough job when you literally sent out 2 messages today, right? You know darn and good and well that that's not enough. And so you have to be willing to be so brutally honest with yourself. And for some of us, it's the first time we've ever been honest with ourselves. I can't tell you how many times that I have brushed things off, brushed off my own feelings, brushed off my own emotions, brushed off what I really wanted to do, brushed off, what I really needed to do in fear of what other people are thinking of me, or in fear of other people rejecting me, or in fear of not being able to do something that I wanted to do in that moment. And when you're honest with yourself, it allows you to be so honest to the point where you are able to give up the good for the great. It's where you're able to say, you know, I might not have those things right then in this moment, but this promotion will allow me to have that lifestyle again and again and again and again and again, to the point where I don't need to worry about not having that right now, right? I'm willing to put those things aside that I don't need right in this moment, so that I can have them forever and ever in a day. Okay. So self-honesty is 100% key. You've got to be honest with yourself. You've got to know when you're talking your own BS. You've got to know when you are not following your plan. You've got to be honest with yourself when you are not showing up the way that you need to show up, because how are you supposed to fix it if you don't know what the problem is, right? How are you supposed to fix what you're doing wrong if you don't even have the guts to be honest with yourself? This was the very first time that I was ever honest with myself in my entire life, was when I started this business. And it took me 4 months of people telling me that I need to be honest with myself for me to actually be honest with myself, because I was consistently putting things in the back burner that I should have been putting right on the front burner, making it happen, stirring the pot nonstop. Okay. And the third thing to sticking to the plan is setting boundaries. We've got to learn how to set boundaries with ourselves. We've got to learn how to set boundaries with other people and other things. And so you're going to consistently have people who are going to distract you. They're going to try to pull you away from your dreams. Okay. One of the books that you should totally look up if you've never read it before, it's called The Dream Giver. It is one of my most favorite books I've ever read in my entire life. And the beginning of the story like sucks you right in. And there is no way that you can get out of it. And once you read that book, there's no way that you can ever go back to your regular Joe Schmo life where you're just wanting more, right? You're wanting more and you're settling. You'll never go back to that settler's life, because you will be so sucked into what God's got for you. And you're going to know that there's more out there. And you're going to notice every single time that someone tries to deter you. You're going to notice every single time that you try to deter yourself from that plan. You're going to be so brutally honest with yourself, and you're going to be able to see the different things that are going on in your life that are trying to distract you again and again and again and again and again. So read that book. I'm telling you, it's going to help you tremendously. But also, learning how to set boundaries takes maturity. It takes growth. It takes being honest with yourself and what you want. And it takes you actually doing the research. If you've never set a boundary before, it takes doing the research on how to. And I was someone, like, drop a 2 in the chat if you've ever been at, like, what they call a people pleaser, meaning that you will do anything just to make other people happy. That was literally me when I first started this business. It was to the extreme. And even sometimes now, I'm consistently finding myself trying to please other people, trying to make other people happy. And I'm going to share this tip with you guys, or this, just fire. It's not that the people pleasing will ever go away. It will never go away. You will get stronger. You will get wiser. You will get smarter. You will start to learn about yourself in a way that it will breed confidence. It will help you be able to say no when you really feel like you should say yes, right? It will allow you to be able to say yes when you really should say no, right? And so it's all about your mindset. It's all about what you're doing every single day and how you're getting out of that. And the people pleasing, it's like a disease. That's how I could describe it. It's something that literally destroyed my entire life for the first 23 years of my life. It brought me to having trouble with alcohol. It brought me to having trouble with, infidelity and just not being a good person in general. It led me through an area of my time where I was just struggling mentally, emotionally, crying every single day, hating my life, hating my job, hating the people that I surrounded myself with, hating my parents, hating, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't have a relationship with the Lord. And I struggled with that so much because of my people pleasing ways. I was trying so hard to please everybody else that I was forgetting about the one person, the one creator that I should be working to serve every single day, right? And maybe you don't have that background or whatever. Maybe it's, a little bit different for you, but I'm telling you in general that the people pleasing it goes away only, it doesn't go away, but it's, you get stronger and you gain the confidence the more that you actually read, the more that you actually listen to podcasts, the more that you get around other people who have been there, done that. These Zoom calls, they are fire for that because most of us come from that background. Okay. So get on them, listen in, lean into the fire so that you can get it yourself. So with this being said, with sticking to the plan, taking the discipline, the self-honesty, and setting those boundaries all in one. I want to share with you guys 9 fire tips really, really quick on just how I stay consistent and how I stick to the plan. And I hope to God that this just helps somebody that's watching this Zoom call, whether you're watching it now or you're watching it later. It's going to help you tremendously. And I feel it. So I'm going to go with number 1 first. Okay. How to stay consistent and stick to the plan. That's what I labeled this. Number 1 is to have a clear vision. You've got to know exactly where you're going. There is no option in this business to say, well, I just want to make $500, and then you have no idea where that $500 is going or what it is for, right? We're chasing money at that point. We don't want to chase money. We want to chase experiences. We want to chase chase security. We want to chase confidence. We want to chase the feelings that we're getting and help ourselves have that crystal clear vision. We've got to know exactly where we're going. Why do you need this extra money? Why are you getting started? Why are you moving forward, right? Why are you not moving forward? So on and so forth. There's that 10-minute timer. So that's number 1, have a crystal clear vision. If it's foggy and you can't see, you're probably going to end up crashing or turning around. So it's so important for you to know exactly where you're going. Number 2, communication needs to be open. The pilot needs to know what's going on. Can you imagine if a pilot were to go up in the air and all of a sudden all communication was gone completely? Their headset didn't work. They didn't know whether something was going on over here, or over there, or someone else was quitting down below. You know what I mean? Like, they don't know. So the communication needs to stay very clear with your upline, with your downline, and whoever is involved every single day. So making sure that you are communicating with those people who are involved in your promotions, making sure that you're communicating with the people who are involved in your business and are helping you, or you are helping them. Okay. Number 3 is constantly being in growth mode. You have to be willing to grow every single day. You can't reach a level 10 mindset or a level 10 income on a level 2 mindset. It is so important to know that the only way for you to get from your income that you currently make right now to where you want to be, you have to be willing to take those action steps to grow. The best way to grow: read books, listen to podcasts, get around other people who are growing, listen to seminars, listen to different YouTube videos about growing, hop on these Zoom calls. They're going to help you along the way. But in order to get that level 10 income, you've got to mature to that level. And the only way to mature to that level is to grow and learn. You've got to be willing to grow from that level 2 mindset up to that level 10. Number 4 is allow yourself to dream bigger. This is really, really tough when you come from a world where nobody is dreaming. When I first started this business, absolutely nobody was dreaming bigger than that normal crappy 9-to-5 life where we were all struggling to pay our bills, didn't know where we were going in life, figured that, oh, this is just gonna be same shit, different day. Like, life was just always going to be like that. It is almost impossible for you to grow when you're surrounded with people like that. And that's why it's going to bring me down to another point on my list here shortly. But it is so important to allow yourself to dream. So taking time in the morning to write down different things that you want, whether it be all those things that are in your Amazon cart, or whether it be just your peace of mind of paying your bills on time, or being able to pay for your vet bills for your dog, or being able to buy that new house, get that new apartment, pay off your house so that you have that peace of mind. What is it that you're wanting? And no dream is too big. You can accomplish anything that you want. You just have to have a crystal clear vision of why you want it, and then the how will present itself. Number 5 is putting your blinders on. This is one of my favorite ones because this was extremely difficult for me when I first started this business. People want you in a box, okay? And so think about when you're surrounded by the people that you surround yourself every single day. Are they encouraging you to get out of the box, or are they trying to trap you, enslave you in the box? Because sometimes we don't even know which one they are. We have no idea which one they are until we start to try to take our plane and go forward. Once that plane starts going off the ground, you will notice that you will have a tribe full of people who are going to be clinging on to the freaking rafters of this thing and trying to pull you back down to their level, because it's the unfamiliar territory. It's a territory that they've never known before, and they are afraid. And they're not afraid because they're afraid for you. They're afraid because they've never seen what's on the other side. And so what they do is they hypothetically vomit their fears and their doubts on you without even knowing that they're doing it. So have you ever heard someone say like, well, I don't know if that's going to work for you? Or don't you think that you should take some time off? Or don't you think that you should do this instead, and then you could work your business afterwards? Or when they talk to you like your business is a hobby and it's not a real business. Or maybe they even tell you that. I had someone look at me when I first started this business that looked at me and told me, so when are you going to go get a real job anyways? Boy, was that like something that a people pleaser had a really hard time trying to get away from that, right? Like I had a really hard time coming back from it. And so there's going to be consistent amount of people who are always going to try to bring you back to their comfort zone, because they're in fear that you're going to keep going and you're going to take off, and then either they're going to be wrong, or they're in fear that you're going to leave them, or you're not going to want to be around them anymore because you're going to be different, right? They're in fear that they're not going to have that time with you because you're focusing on something that's different than them, right? And so you're exiting their comfort zone. Just know that. Number 6, people will come and they will go. You have to learn how to pivot. Some people will get on your plane. Some people will get off your plane before it even takes off. Sometimes you're going to have to make quick stops in different areas and drop certain people off. It's like a layover. When you go to a layover, you literally get down to the airport and people just go different ways, right? They go down this terminal and that terminal and that terminal and that terminal. And what they're doing is that plane is letting those people off that didn't want to be on that plane anymore. And so you have to be willing to let those people off, but let other people on your plane. You're going to have a consistent amount of people who are coming on and getting off. And here's the thing is, keeping someone on that plane that doesn't want to really truly be on that plane is going to hold you back. It's going to give you extra weight that doesn't need to be on there. And so you have to be willing to be flexible with the people that are on your plane and getting off of your plane. Number 7 is to have a checklist to create healthy habits in your business. If you don't have a checklist of what you're doing every single day, I have this little notepad that I literally write down everything. My team knows I drop it in the chat almost every single day. And I have morning, afternoon, and night checklists that I follow. And if I don't get that checklist done, guess what? I don't do anything else for myself. In order to do the things that I want to do for myself that are outside of my business, I've got to be willing to stay disciplined and get that checklist going every single day. This will keep me on track. It will give me a small win every single day. It will allow me to be able to feel accomplished, even if I don't sign a customer that day, or even if I don't sign a distributor that day. It's a freaking win when I get that checklist done, because I know that I'm getting the things done that I need to get done in order to get my customers and distributors in the future. If I don't get it done, I don't allow myself to go out. If I don't get it done, I don't allow myself to get up and go get a hot chocolate, or get up and go watch a movie, or whatever I want to do. I've got to get it done. Number 8 is staying close to the fire. Have you guys ever heard the saying, proximity is power? What they're meaning by that is, when you get around other people who are lighting their own light and they are creating this massive momentum and this massive fire in their life, the only way for you to get your fire burning is to get around other people who are letting their fire burn, right? It's kind of like a match. If you hold a match over here and you've got a match that's on fire over here, and you are this match, your match is never going to light up unless you put it together with this match. And your leaders and the people who are on fire right now are willing to help you light that fire. But girlfriend, you cannot get your fire to light unless you come close. You've got to get real close. And so these new distributors that come in my inbox and they say, I'm so afraid that I'm bugging you, or I'm so afraid of asking you questions, right? No, girl, we want you to be close to us. I want you to come, literally put your match right on top of mine. Let me light the way for you. You cannot get from where you are to where you want to be unless I light the way for you. I mean, you could do it by going and trying to find a striker so that you can light your own match, but I'm telling you, it's an easier way. I'm telling you, we can cut all the shortcuts together. I'm telling you, I can literally help you get there so much faster than I ever did. I can tell you all the things that didn't work and don't work. I can share with you all my tips and my tricks, right? Get close to the fire, meaning getting on the Zoom calls, getting in your uplines inbox, getting all the things done. And that way you're not having to like worry about, okay, well, how am I going to light this fire? Girl, they're already there for you. Their light's already on fire. Like their match is already burning and they're just waiting for you to come over and put your match on their fire so that you can light yours up too. Okay. And number 9, this is the last one, is know that you can't beat someone that never quits. And so I want you guys to make a promise to yourself tonight. And this is something that I've been wanting to do for a while, because this is something that I did